Want an elegant yet easy appetizer that'll make you look like a gourmet chef without actually trying? Today, I'm sharing my favorite smoked salmon and herb canapés recipe. These little bites combine creamy cheese, fresh herbs, and crispy fig and olive crackers, perfect for any occasion. Balancing textures makes a canapé stand out. The cream cheese spread is rich and tangy. The fig and olive crackers offer a delicate crunch with a touch of sweetness, and the smoked salmon is buttery and savory. Fresh thyme and dill bring an earthy freshness, while the lemon zest adds a bright citrus kick. Ready to make these irresistible bites? Let's get started. Let's start by making the creamy base. In a mixing bowl, combine 4 ounces cream cheese at room temperature for easy mixing. This ensures it blends smoothly without any lumps and makes spreading much easier. 2 tablespoons sour cream for a smooth, tangy balance. It lightens the cream cheese texture and adds a subtle acidity that complements the salmon beautifully. Plus, it makes piping much easier, ensuring a smooth and even swirl on each canapé. Mix them well until the texture is creamy and spreadable. Think of it as a mini arm workout. Earn that canapé indulgence. I use a hand mixer for a smoother consistency, but if you don't have one, a fork will work too. It just takes a bit more effort. For an even easier time piping, transfer the mixture into a piping bag before assembling the canapés. I use the same piping bag and metal tip that I use for buttercream frosting. It works like a charm. If you're not sure how to do it, I have a whole video on transferring buttercream into a piping bag. And trust me, the process is pretty much identical. Plus, using a piping bag makes your canapés look extra professional with minimal effort. Now here's a little tip. If you want an extra burst of flavor, you can add a tiny bit of finely grated garlic or a squeeze of lemon juice. I do this sometimes when I want a little more zing. I like to let this mixture sit for about 10 minutes before using it. It allows all the flavors to meld together beautifully. This is where I always take extra care. I put on disposable gloves since I'll be handling food that others will eat, ensuring everything stays clean and hygienic. Next, let's get our crackers ready. I'm using fig and olive crackers because they have the perfect balance of sweetness and savoriness, which pairs so well with the smoked salmon. If you don't have these exact crackers, you can substitute them with something sturdy, like rye crisps or even toasted baguette slices. One thing to keep in mind is that these crackers can be delicate, so handle them gently, unless you want to turn them into avant-garde cracker crumbs. Quick tip: prepare these canapés no more than 2 hours before serving. The crackers will absorb moisture from the topping and become too soft, making them difficult to lift without falling apart in your hands. All right, now comes the fun part, assembly. Or as I like to call it, the challenge of resisting the urge to eat everything before it hits the platter. Take a small spoon or a piping bag and add a generous swirl of the cream cheese mixture onto each cracker. If you're using a piping bag, go for a nice decorative swirl. It makes them look extra professional and gives that fancy party vibe with minimal effort. Sprinkle fresh thyme leaves over each canapé for an earthy aroma and a subtle herbal depth. The thyme complements the creamy spread and balances the richness of the smoked salmon, adding just the right amount of freshness to each bite. Now, let's talk salmon. Take a small slice and gently fold it into a rose shape. This isn't just for our looks. Folding it helps trap in some air, giving it a light, delicate texture when you take a bite. Place the salmon rose on top of the cream cheese mixture. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more delicious content, and share this video with fellow food lovers. I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite party appetizer? Drop a comment below and let's swap ideas. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to see what you create in your own kitchen. Let me tell you a fun little story about canapés. You know those fancy little bites at parties that make you feel like you're at a glamorous event? Well, they actually date back centuries. The word canapé comes from French, and originally it meant a type of couch. Funny, right? The idea is that just like someone sits on a couch, the toppings of a canapé sit on a little base, whether it's bread, crackers, or puff pastry. Back in the 18th and 19th centuries, these elegant bites were the talk of high society gatherings. Picture this: lavish parties, chandeliers, guests in elaborate gowns, and waiters carrying trays of beautifully arranged canapés. They were the ultimate sophisticated snack, offering a way to taste a variety of delicious flavors in just one bite. Over time, they evolved, moving beyond simple toast to feature puff pastry, crisp crackers, and even fresh vegetables as the base. Fast forward to today, and canapés are still a must-have for cocktail parties, weddings, and holiday gatherings. Their small size makes them perfect for socializing. No need for utensils, just grab, bite, and keep chatting. Whether you're going for a traditional style or something more modern, one thing's for sure: canapés will always be the star of any stylish gathering. We're almost there. But don't skip this step. Garnishes can take your canapés from basic to beautifully refined. A sprig of dill on top brings that classic salmon dill pairing to life. A little lemon zest adds just the right amount of citrusy brightness. I use a citrus lemon peeler zester for this job. It's quick, efficient, and gives perfect zest every time. It makes a big difference in both presentation and taste. The fine strands of zest not only look elegant, but also enhance the flavor, cutting through the richness of the salmon and cream cheese. And just like that, your smoked salmon and herb canapés are ready to impress. I love how effortless these are, yet they always look like something you'd order at a fancy restaurant. The first bite is absolute perfection. The crispy cracker, the smooth and tangy spread, the delicate salmon, and the fresh herbs all coming together. These are always a hit at my gatherings, and I promise they'll be a favorite at yours too. Before we wrap up, here's a crucial tip. If you're making these ahead of time, prepare all the components separately and store them properly. Keep the cream cheese mixture chilled in an airtight container and store the smoked salmon covered to maintain freshness. Do not assemble them on crackers until right before serving, or they'll turn soft and lose their delightful crunch. When you're ready to serve, quickly assemble everything, and your canapés will be as fresh and crisp as if they were made on the spot. Looking for another party-perfect dish? Check out my budget-friendly vegetarian butterboard in my next video. It's packed with flavor, easy to make, and a total crowd pleaser. Happy cooking, and remember, if a canapé disappears before it reaches the table, it doesn't count, right? See you in the next video.